if I spent any longer time sinking, then I probably would have just not sunk anyway, because we want all my commentary to be out of style, and out of grace, and out of face, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying, but what I am saying is, welcome to part 24 of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Alright, so last time, we cleared everything that there is to clear from right now in Halloween Town, defeating Oogie Boogie, and sealing that world's keyhole. So, now that we have gone to Agrabah, we have now this world to deal with. Since we don't really have any side things to do, so yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And as per usual, thoughts on the world that we just were in. And let me tell you, Halloween Town is still the best. Halloween Town is still the best world. Because, well, what I really like it doing, well, I might have said this before, but I'll say it again. Halloween Town is really great because it does its own thing. Like, throughout most of these worlds that we've seen so far, it's either following the plot of the movie to little effect to great effect, mostly little. But in this one, it doesn't really feel like it's the plot of Halloween Town is ripped straight from the movie, you know. Jack being obsessed with Halloween and Christmas and what that means for him and whatever. It just feels like it really does feel like it does its own thing, and it actually does make sense in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Like, Jack experimenting with the Heartless because of his curiosity. You know, Sally telling him not to, similar to how she warned him about, you know, being obsessed too much about Christmas. It's really good. It's really great. And again, it's not the plot of the movie, but it's something. It's something original. That's really, really good. Plus, the atmosphere of the world is super great. The music of the world is fantastic. You know, as all Yoko Shimomura does. And yeah, I just feel like it's a really, really good world. That should have been in the case with all the worlds of Disney, most likely. And you know what? That's probably going to be the case with some other worlds in the series. And basically, as we all know, Kingdom Hearts 3's toy box basically takes place between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. So, yeah, it makes sense. And it's really good. So that's amazing. Halloween Town is great. It's very much great. Okay, guys, prepare for landing. And I can't skip this because you can't let me press A at a proper time. Land where? In the sea. We'll drown? Not with my magic, we won't. Just leave it to me. By the way, we're at Atlantica from The Little Mermaid. I was just too busy guessing about Halloween Town to even care.
Come on, Sebastian!
Ariel, wait! Slow down! Don't leave me behind!
Oh, relax, Sebastian. They don't look like one of them. Right, Flounder?
I don't know. There's something weird about them.
What do you mean?
They do seem a little different. Where are you from?
We're from kind of far away. And we're not really used to these waters.
Oh, I see. In that case, Sebastian can show you how we swim around here.
Ariel! King Triton will not like this!
Oh, don't worry.
Easy for you to say because voice acting cutoff prevention is here again. So if you couldn't tell, Atlantica is basically underwater. And because of that, we have an entirely new control scheme to deal with. Well, when it comes to swimming around anyway. So, since we can't really, walk or jump or do anything, we gotta swim. So you use the circle button to rise up, and you use the square button to dive down. That's basically how the whole of Atlantica is gonna go. You moving around in the water, and also doing stuff underwater, yes. And this little tutorial is just basically there to just basically get you all acquainted with the swimming controls, which, they aren't bad. They aren't bad at all.
Good job! Now let's move on to self-defense.
Sebastian!
Eh? Class is over. Good luck.
And now we gotta fight underwater. So I'm just gonna go out here and say it right now. Like, this is okay, never mind. Never mind. We don't really get to talk about the combat of underwater until later. Because we were just fighting so damn much that we ended the fight quickly. Those creatures chased us here. Oh no! He's like, oh no! Those monsters might be heading for the palace too. We better head back right away. But, well, what if we run into more on our way back? I'm sorry, but we need your help. Please come to the palace with us. The trident markers on the walls point the way there. We won't get lost as long as we follow them. Okay, let's get going. Bye, Donald. Alright, so before we get into anything, Ariel, she has, Protect Chain, Thunder Ring. Cool. I mean, not that anything underwater will use electrical attacks anyway, but okay. Spiral Wave she has, Thunder Potion, Cure Potion, Arrow Potion. Oh, she's actually got pretty good unique skills. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So, let's see. Well, Sora learned Treasure Magnet last time, so we're gonna equip that onto him. And, ooh, Goofy learned Second Chance. And, ooh, Donald learned Leaf Bracer, actually. Ooh. Alright, so Leaf Bracer can be used to stop enemies from breaking the cure ability, so that is really, really helpful. Unfortunately, it costs 5 AP, so that's unfortunate. That is extremely, extremely unfortunate. So we're gonna have to wait until later to do that. Alright then, let's get to it. But before that, we should actually see what this is all about. Pumpkinhead. Has long reach and has the ability to deal a string of critical blows. And it's stronger than the 3 wishes, so we'll do that. Yeah, this thing looks really, really cool. I really would like a replica of this. I mean, aside from the, obvious Kingdom Key replica and some other Keyblade types, or whatever. And there we go. Here we are at Atlantica. Once again, I say, because I was just gushing about Halloween Town so damn much. So, Atlantica is from The Little Mermaid. Of course, you all know the movie of Little Mermaid and how it's pretty fantastic, pretty good, has amazing songs, and probably one of my favorite climaxes in the entire, Disney canon, seriously. It really does. And, I'm just gonna go outright and say it. Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts, apparently for the fans, they do not make, well, not apparently, it's actual fact, that Atlantica and Kingdom Hearts don't really make a very, very good combination at all. Like, it's basically a well-known fact that fans aren't really the biggest fans of Atlantica. But that's only for, well, future games in the series. Well, a future game in the series. But in my opinion, well, what am I trying to say? While I am on the same page with a lot of people when it comes to Atlantica in, you know, the future game of the series, Atlantica and Kingdom Hearts 1, yeah, it's not really that bad. It's not really that bad. Well, really the only thing that I find, you know, actually disappointing about Atlantica is the fact that, well, it basically just halves your combat skill. Because you're underwater a whole lot, because you're basically underwater throughout Atlantica, you aren't going to do the same sort of, you know, flippy stuff that you're able to do while you're on the ground. Like, you can't use Combo Plus, you can't use, you know, any of your other skills like Blitz, Slapshot, Sonic Blade, whatever. You're just limited to the amount of times you can mash the X button just to, you know, beat down all these Heartless. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of how it basically neuters half of your skills, but in terms of the actual swimming controls, it's not really, you know, too bad. It's not offensive to me. It isn't really. But it could have been handled a lot better, to be perfectly honest. Plus, I don't really think Atlantica is really that bad of a world in this game, at least. Now, in that future game that we all know, that's where it gets kind of eh. That's where it gets just eh. But we're not talking about that game. We're talking about the actual Atlantica where you can actually fight things and not do musicals. So if you couldn't basically tell, we're going to be fighting Heartless underwater constantly. And it's basically your duty to just clear them all out so you can get those clams that contain treasure for yourself. Which is basically the whole of your Atlantica adventure as you were. And yeah, at least you're able to actually use your magic skills here. Because Thunder is actually very, very useful for clearing out all these guys. Because, again, you're going to need to clear out Heartless in order to get treasure. So, that's your thing. If you're in battle, these clams will not be able to open up, and you won't get the treasure that's inside. Now, I just feel kind of bad, because we're basically taking... Or, the oyster? Yeah, I think that would be more like it, like the oyster. The oyster's pearl! Yeah, we're basically taking the oyster's pearl a la Mr. Krabs when, you know, he was like, basically National Free Day or whatever. And it was like, top of the morning! And he's like, Mr. Krabs has stolen a very important item from the oyster. Behold! Now behold! That's actually really, really funny. But, yeah, again, I don't really find Atlantica too offensive when it comes to that. I just find Heartless that will keep me away from treasure and treasure so often and so long, just the most offensive thing to me. Okay. Now, there is... Okay, there you are. There you are. You'll do good. Now, some of these oysters, you won't be able to hit. You won't be able to just hit, and then they will, you know, get your treasure. You basically have to cast magic on them depending on their color. And Blizzara is blue. So, you have to use the blue Blizzara in order to open up the chests. And, you know, red oysters will have the, you know, we'll be able to use fire, yellow for thunder, and etc., and etc. And they mostly contain the items that you would expect, like Mega Ethers, cottages, whatever. Just basically any given old item that you haven't seen before, or at least you have seen before, just in better quantities. So it's good. It's all good and fine. Also, the battle theme here is really good. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but it does sound like a Mario and Luigi battle theme. It really does. Again, it doesn't really help that Yoko Shimomura is also the composer for both Mario and Luigi and Kingdom Hearts, so that might have something to do with it. And also really does sound like, you know, one of the battle themes from Superstar Saga, now that I think about it. And it honestly does. Alright, so... yeah, we're just basically going on our way to the palace. And, again, just sort of clearing out these Heartless while we have our opportunities to get more treasure. And there's one of them right now. And, getting these pearls, or treasures, as you would call it, is kind of weird. Like, some of these treasures, like, I swear, like, you have to be in, like, a very, very specific spot, I guess. Like, here, I'm hitting it, and I happen to get that one easily, but you just don't go directly to it, or you don't even have a button prompt that basically tells you, hey, get the treasure. It's kind of weird like that. Okay, so take note of the White Trinity right here, because we're going to note that for later. And don't use thunder on these guys, because they will actually absorb thunder. Where's the phallic imagery on the palace, by the way? Yes, I know all about that.
That was too close. As long as I have my trident, I will not tolerate those creatures inside this palace.
Daddy?
Oh, Ariel! When will you listen? It's dangerous out there. Strange creatures lurk outside.
Behold, you swim before the ruler of the seas, His Majesty King Triton.
And who are they?
They helped us fight off those creatures.
They don't look familiar.
We're from an ocean very far away.
Yup, we came to find the keyhole.
The what?
What's that?
Well, it's a...
There's no such thing, certainly not here.
But Daddy...
Ariel, not another word. You are not to leave the palace. Is that clear?
Well, too bad she's leaving the palace.
Perhaps I'm being too strict. I'm just concerned for her safety.
Of course, Your Majesty. But I must admit, now I'm quite curious about this keyhole.
That need not concern you, Sebastian. Have you anything to report?
Just as you suspected, Your Majesty, they seem to be coming from Ursula's grotto.
I knew it. That sea witch is up to no good again. A sea exile from the palace has taught her nothing.
Yes, she poses serious danger.
And I told you to keep Ariel away from such danger, did I not?
Your Majesty, please,
Yes, Sebastian is really, really happy about being told off by King Triton. Which, by the way, shout out to Kenneth Mars, by the way. Shout out to Kenneth Mars. Because even though well, here's kind of a weird thing from me. Even though I know him more as Littlefoot's grandpa from Land Before Time, like the Land Before Time sequels, Kenneth Mars is still amazing as King Triton, really. It's just great. It's great. Also, shout out to Jodie Benson as well. Yes, because Jodie Benson is great too. Like, one of the essential Disney princess voices, actually. And also Barbie. Barbie from the Toy Story. I wonder if she actually will appear in KH3 as Barbie in the Toy Story thing. That will actually be very, very curious. come to my grotto. I want to show you something. There it is. See? Yes, I do see. Also, I see a dolphin right there. And unfortunately, we can't ride said dolphin because heartless. Of course. But, you know, it's screw fighting. We can just go into Ariel's grotto anyway. It doesn't matter. Look at all the wonderful things Flounder and I've collected. I think it's all from the outside world. Someday, I'm going to see what's out there. I feel like I've been here before. Have we been here before? I want to see other worlds. Does that sound strange? I really do feel like we've been here before. No, not at all. I used to feel the same way. Used to? I mean, I still do. Hey, why don't we try looking for that keyhole you were talking about? But your father said, oh, he treats me like a little girl. He never lets me do anything. He just doesn't understand. Ah, the old teenage girl conundrum. The age-old conundrum about your dad not letting you do anything because that's basically every dad in every movie ever with a teenager. Yeah, I'm not gonna act like Ariel's like a masterful thesis of a character. I'm just saying. I like Ariel enough. She's cool. But anyway, you want to search carefully when it comes to these treasure chests. Because they will one of them will contain something very important for you to do. And there it is! So with that, we have all of the torn pages. However, we're not going to see what that whole torn pages thing is all about quite yet, because there's still story going on, and I want to keep things relevant to whatever story we have possible.
Those impudent fools will never find the keyhole. But the girl could prove useful, and I've got the heartless on my side. Triton, my old friend, your day is coming.
Shout out to Ursula, man. Shout out to Ursula. Man, dude. Again, one of the better Disney villains of our age. Alrighty then. So, once again, very vague on what you're supposed to be actually doing. But your hint is a dolphin. Yes, your hint is a dolphin. So, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to find a dolphin that you can ride on, but this is clearly not that dolphin. So, you're basically going to be just trying to search around for this dolphin thingy that you're trying to do. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not even sure myself what I'm trying to say and speak and do or whatever, but I'm just trying to say that you have to find a dolphin that's in another area. So, yeah. But because of the fact that I don't want this video to go on for too long, well, maybe that's because that's the case with these videos I've been having lately, I guess. Well, that actually is really weird. You totally look weird as a turtle, Goof. Yeah, I didn't even mention the fact, like, Sora is a merman, and Donald is like an octopus, and Goofy is like a turtle. So that's really, really weird. But it makes sense, because only now they're trying to blend in with the worlds. Jeez. Okay. Alright, I promise I will bring this up later, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is a thing. Okay. So we're going to end this video here. So next time on Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, we're going to see what we can do about finding that keyhole place. So I will indeed see you guys on the next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.